carried out by the specialized neural circuits, rather than biology of the mind, which connotes a place and implies a single brain location that carries out all mental operations. Third, all of these circuits are made up of the same elementary signaling units, the nerve cells. Fourth, the neural circuits use specific molecules to generate signals within and between nerve cells. Finally, these specific signaling molecules have been conserved, retained as it were, through millions of years of evolution. Some of them were present in the cells of our most ancient ancestors and can be found today in our most distant and primitive evolutionary relatives, single-celled organisms such as bacteria and yeast, and simple multicellular organisms such as worms, flies, and snails. These creatures use the same molecules to organize their maneuvering through their environment that we use to govern our daily lives and adjust to our environment. Thus, we gain from the new science of mind not only insights into ourselves, how we perceive, learn, remember, feel, and act, but also a new perspective of ourselves in the context of biological evolution. It makes us appreciate that the human mind evolved from molecules used by our lowly ancestors, and that the extraordinary conservation of the molecular mechanisms that regulate life's various processes also applies to our mental life. Because of its broad implications for individual and social well-being, there is now a consensus in the scientific community that the biology of mind will be to the 21st century what the biology of the gene was to the 20th century. In addition to addressing the central issues that have occupied Western thought since Socrates and Plato first speculated about the nature of mental processes more than 2,000 years ago, the new science of mind gives us the practical insights to understand and cope with important issues about mind that affect our everyday lives. Science is no longer the exclusive domain of scientists. It has become an integral part of modern life and contemporary culture. Almost daily, the media report technical information that the general public cannot be expected to understand. People read about the memory loss caused by Alzheimer's disease and about age-related memory loss and try, often unsuccessfully, to understand the difference between these two disorders of memory, one progressive and devastating, the other comparatively benign. They hear about cognitive enhancers but do not quite know what to expect from them. They are told that genes affect behavior and that disorders of those genes cause mental illness and neurological disease, but they are not told how this occurs. And finally, people read that gender differences in aptitude influence the academic and career paths that men and women follow. Does this mean there are differences between the brains of women and of men? Do men and women learn differently? In the course of our lives, most of us will have to make important private and public decisions that involve a biological understanding of mind. Some of these decisions will arise in the attempt to understand variations in normal human behavior, while others will concern more serious mental and neurological disorders. It is essential, therefore, that everyone have access to the best available scientific information presented in clear, understandable form. I share the view now current in the scientific community that we have a responsibility to provide the public with such information. Early in my career as a neuroscientist, I realized that people without a background in science are as eager to learn about the new science of mind as we scientists are to explain it. In this spirit, one of my colleagues at Columbia University, James H. Schwartz, and I wrote Principles of Neural Science, an introductory college and medical school textbook that is now entering its 5th edition. The publication of that textbook led to invitations to give talks about brain science to general audiences. That experience convinced me that non-scientists are willing to work to understand the key issues of brain science if scientists are willing to work at explaining them. I have therefore written this book as an introduction to the new science of mind for the general listener who has no background in science. My purpose is to explain in simple terms how the new science of mind emerged from the theories and observations